Over the past week, Russian forces conducted a series of combined strikes against targets in so-called Ukraine. Kiev and the surrounding area came under massive attack, including hitting an airfield and warehouse in Vasilkiv. AFU aviation bases also came under the drone attack in several regions. A series of explosions occurred near the 𝐒𝐤𝐸𝐚 airfield in Zhytomyr region and Starokostyantyniv in Khmelnytsky region. Meanwhile, the AFU used missiles and UAVs to attack rear Russian targets. In the Rostov region, drones attacked the Novoshakhtinsk oil products refinery. The resulting fire was promptly extinguished. The AFU also launched several ATACMS and Storm Shadow missiles at the 𝐒𝐤𝐫𝐚 Combine enterprise. Most of the munitions were intercepted, but one hit caused a fire on the territory of the facility. At the end of the week, the territory of the Republic of Tatarstan was raided by AFU drones. In Kazan, several residential buildings and one industrial enterprise were damaged. And in Kursk region, the AFU shelled Rilsk, killing 5 local residents and wounding more than 10. The buildings of the cultural center, the pedagogical college, school number 1, and the bus station were damaged. At the same time, Ukrainian security services carried out another terrorist attack with the help of their collaborators. An explosive device was detonated in Moscow. Igor Kirillov, head of Russia's NBC defense troops, and his assistant were killed. The situation remained tense in the part of Kursk region occupied by the AFU. Russian troops actively used UAVs and artillery to hit enemy positions and facilities. In Sudzha district, the Russian armed forces liberated Novoivanovka and advanced towards Kruglenkoe. Also, assault troops cleared an AFU stronghold north of Rusko-Poreshnoe and occupied forest belts near Kamyshevka. In the neighboring Slobozanska direction, fighting took place near Hliboka and on the territory of the aggregate plant in Vovchansk. The AFU also struck at border settlements in the Belgorod region. In the Kupiansk-Svatov direction, the Russian armed forces tried to expand their zone of control in Kupiansk and Kucherivka. At the same time, the assault troops forced the Oskil River and secured a foothold on the southern outskirts of Vrchna. In the Lyman direction, the main clashes took place near Pervomaiska and Kapanki. To the south, units of the Russian armed forces tried to advance in the center of the almost completely destroyed village of Terny. In the Siversik direction, the main battles are still taking place at the Bilohorivka-Verkhan-Okamianska line. To the south, Russian troops tried to advance towards Vyimka but were unsuccessful. In the Artemovsk direction, Russian servicemen are storming the AFU defense near the refractory plant. At the moment, Russian armed forces units are occupying positions on the southern outskirts of the plant. On the Oleksandro Kalinov direction, fierce fighting continued in the central part of Toretsk. Over the past week, assault troops managed to make significant advances towards the Toretskaya mine. In the Pokrovsk direction, Russian armed forces units were able to expand their zone of control in several areas. South of Pokrovsk, Russian servicemen have consolidated their position on the outskirts of Shevchenko, while fighting continues in the center of the village. To the west, the assault groups established full control over Novotroysk. Immediately after its liberation, clashes shifted to the outskirts of neighboring Novovasilivka. The situation in the Kurakov direction was also developing dynamically. On the northern flank, the Russian armed forces occupied Stary Terny, near which there is a dam destroyed by the AFU. To the south, 3 settlements were liberated near the Suki Yali River. The Russian flag was hoisted in Uspenivka, Kostiantynopolske, and Zelenivka. Soon this list will be supplemented by Haihant. In the Vremivka direction, the Russian armed forces took control of the territory of Rozdolna. At the same time, fierce fighting continued in Novye Komar, where the AFU regularly counterattacked. On the Zaporizhzhia direction, Russian troops were able to advance northwest of Nestoryanka. There, an assault group attacked enemy positions on several quad bikes and cleared a stronghold. In the Kherson direction, small arms battles were again recorded in the Dnipro River Island zone. At the same time, the AFU regularly struck civilian objects on the left bank.